So how can you make your pigs to give birth to high number of piglets? I'm talking about from 12 upwards. Now on the farm, of course, as someone who has done pig farming for many years, right, I've experienced so many things. I've seen my pigs give birth to three before. I've seen a pig that gave birth to one. I've seen it. So I've seen a lot. But from my own experience, how can you get the perfect birth number? I'm talking about from 10, 12 upwards. Now, I've also seen a pig that gave birth to 17 on this farm, 16, 17. So I've seen a lot. Now, from my own experience, how do I make sure that my pigs always give birth to high number of piglets? Now, the very first thing I'll tell you is you must choose the right breed. Without the right breed, whatever you are doing when it comes to pig production will be below average. 6, 5, 4, that's not how to grow a farm. That's not how to grow a farm, if you ask me. You want to have pigs that will give birth to at least 10. So that even if you have 10 pigs on your farm giving birth, you are sure of 100 every birth cycle. That is how you can grow a farm. Now, how can you make this happen? First one is you must choose the right breed. You can either go for the large race, large white, or TNs. These three breeds will give you the perfect results. Now, Durocs are not good for production. Durocs are not good for production. I'll tell you guys the fact. Pietrens are not also that good because these two pigs they are more of fattening pigs. They are used as stamina boas because of their fast conversion, muscular build, and of course, they are a bit rugged. But if you are talking about production, giving birth to high number of piglets, having maternal instincts, being able to handle their piglets, care for them till they are weaned, of course, number one is large white, TN70, and then land race. So these are the three perfect breeds for that. Now on our farm, we have the large whites and we have the TNs. Currently, we don't have the land race, but we are going to bring them in very soon. So either of these two is perfect. And of course, if you need either of these two breeds, we are available to supply enough to your farm. Now, the next thing you must do to ensure that your pigs are giving birth to a high number of piglets is you must use a healthy boa from a line of pigs that usually produce more than 10. What I basically mean is the boa you are going to use to cross your female pigs must come from a line of pigs that their mother usually give birth to more than 10. Basically, when that boa was giving birth, it must have had about 9 siblings or more than 10 siblings because it will carry that trait and also put into the offsprings. A boa that comes from a line of pigs that usually give birth to more than 10, obviously will give birth to pigs that will also produce more than 10. Because all these things are genetic makeups. All these things are genetics. Therefore, if you get a pig with a good genetics, with a good reproduction genetics, it's also going to give birth to pigs that will have good reproduction genetics. So it's just what happens. For example, most times a man that comes from a family that is that has a tall gene will give birth to children that have tall genes. Therefore, a piglet that comes from a line that usually gives birth to high number of piglets will also give birth to piglets that will give birth to piglets that will have high number of piglets. So that is basically how it is. And that boa must be healthy. And that boa must be between 8 months to 3 years. A boa that is below 8 months is not good for reproduction. A boa that is above 3 years is not good for reproduction because at that point the fertility has gone down. So you don't want to have a pig that will not have enough sperm count and all the stuff. You don't need it in your farm. You must learn to dispose your pigs once they are over 3 years. You dispose them because at that point their reproduction rates, everything will start going down. So from 8 months to 3 years is the perfect age duration. The next thing you have to do to ensure that your pigs give birth to a high number of piglets is you must ensure proper sow nutrition. In fact, this is the reason why most of the farms don't usually have good production because they try to use cheaper feeds or unhealthy feeds or they just don't feed the animals well. When your pigs are pregnant, for example, I'm in this farrowing section, all the pigs here are pregnant. Currently we have about I think 18 pigs that are in this section that are with their pregnancy. They'll be farrowing between now. Okay, this is March. between now and April, they'll be farrowing. So all the pigs we are seeing here are being fed well, because we need them to have enough nutrients, which also helps in building up their children that are in their belly. So a pig at this stage, we don't have to start feeding it unhealthy things. We'll feed it the right diet. This is why I always recommend, if you're a farmer, you need to get this ebook on how to feed your pigs. Perfect combination of feeds that will give your pregnant pigs, farrowing pigs, good nutrients that their body needs to give birth to the perfect number of piglets, which is from 10 upwards. Now we feed them well. A pig at this stage needs more fiber and protein and energy, but more fiber so as not to gain too much weight. Now, when the pig farrows, it needs a feed that is rich in energy. This is when we start putting a lot of energy, carbohydrate, feed materials in their feed to make them to not lose their body weight. Because a pig that is feeding the animals, feeding her piglets, need enough energy, else it will lose so much weight. So at this stage, you must feed energy dense feeds to your animals. So all these things are contained in the ebook. So I would advise you get it. Now, of course, the next thing that will help your animals to give birth to a high number of piglets is ensuring that they are stress free. A pig that is pregnant and is still fighting with its pen mates, is still struggling to drink water, is still struggling to eat, most likely will not give birth to a high number of piglets. So once your animals are cross and you use the testing machine, the pregnancy testing machine, to confirm that they are pregnant, you bring them out and keep them separate. For example, there's another place I usually make my videos. This side, I don't know if you guys, this side, this is our breeding area, about 10 rooms that we use for breeding. Now, once we confirm that a pig deer is pregnant, we bring it over to this side where it stays alone on its own without any disturbance, except, but sometimes we put them two. For example, this room, there are two pigs here. This room, there are two pigs here, because those two are already familiar with each other. They won't fight. So we just bring them out separate and put here. So they will be on their own without any stress. All they do is eat, drink water, sleep, and all that, and play around. Now, once their pregnancy, their following period has reached, we separate them and put them separate in each room. So this is how you ensure that your pigs always give birth to a high number of piglets. I assure you, if you do this about 5 things I've talked about, you will always get the perfect number of piglets in your farm, because reproduction is probably the most important aspect of pig farming. You don't need to play with it. You must try your best to get the best production out of your pigs.